In my lifetime, Africa will become a superpower in wealth. What do you think of when you think of Africa? Do you think of starving people eking out a living in mud huts, in great poverty and deprivation? Do you think of strange tribal battles and incurable tropical diseases? Do you think of European empires? In short, do you think that Africa faces serious social and economic difficulties and will always be struggling behind the rest of the world? That vision of Africa has some grounding in reality. It's true that only one continent is less developed than Africa.
Welcome to the jungle, we honor the black skin. We scotched by the sun with a touch of a light beam. If you slip longer than that, you my bed, big dreams. It's like the cities and the 7 rivers flows in our bloodstream. Diamonds and precious stones built cities, man, go. We got kings and queens, not a heartless pharaoh that you were told. Some story lies, single story always telling vibes. Like Mansa Musa, the richest you can quantify. Who conquers pain and brought them out of dark age. Now we in a penitentiary over centuries in the abyss. Educated, some graduated and sanctum of sages. Years later, who called you monkeys in cages?
In the 19th century, Europe not only ransacked the continent of money and resources, but also people. 12 million Africans were taken into slavery and shipped across the Atlantic. Even today, the poorest African countries are the ones that have the most slaves taken. So it is true that Africa faces both social and economic difficulties, which we do not face here in the West, and these contribute to Africa's ongoing poverty. But I want to tell you today that Africa has the resources, the ability, and the people to grow into an economic superpower. It is the richest continent already in terms of natural resources. 30% of the world's cobalt, diamonds, gold, and iron are in Africa. Africa also has huge wealth in oil. Nigeria produces more than 2.5 million barrels of oil per day. On the global market, one barrel is worth around $52. You can do the maths, but you get the idea.
Come, let's slip and have the black child dreams. I'm Martin Luther King, not the black-eyed peas. He walking riches, yet his eyes can't see the diamond in the dirt or the riches in the sea. Let's see light in the darkness and good in the badlands. Travelers and foot soldiers in the high ground, casting out these bloodsuckers out of our town. None of this robbers and thieves can steal our crown. Shall we not forget? You are loving this colony, colonized with syllables of your knees. Look around, the world was scattered around like the black ship. And looking for a ship, but we found one in the slave ship.
And the growth is already beginning. Even now, Africa is the continent in the world with the fastest economic growth. The GDP per capita of sub-Saharan Africa is expected to rise by 800% from 2020 to 2050. Anyone who doubts Africa can make quick economic progress like this should look at the economic history of the US. In 1977, the US economy was the same size as the African economy is today. And since then, the American economy has grown by a massive $18.419 trillion. And with Africa having more natural resources than the US, its progress in the next 40 years could be even more spectacular. So if you are someone here today who thinks that Africa will never catch up with the rest of the world, I want to say that you will be proved wrong. With its mammoth population, massive potential, and amazing stores of resources, within your lifetime, Africa will become an economic superpower. Thank you.